Welcome back to night 3 of PWLT's Virtual Original Works Festival. I'm Chrissy Mastrangelo, president of Prince William Little Theater. Joining me again are Susie Morstein, our esteemed board member, as well as Becky Gould-Levine, our vice president.
Thank you, Chrissy.
We forgot our hats. We forgot our hats. Stage crew, can we have our hats? What in the what?
Thank you. It's just not the same without a hat.
I guess I'm wearing this.
Oops.
Strike up the band. All right, Becky.
No problem. Well, we received over 50 original acts from authors all over the world. We got them from Australia and here in Prince William County, Virginia. Our play selection committee had a really tough time narrowing it down to just these 11 acts. But you'll be able to see them over the next, well, just today.
Yeah, just today.
Yes,
but it's been a great festival.
Yes.
So where can they see them after the festival?
They can watch this after the festival. You'll be able to check out our YouTube channel and get to see each performance. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook and Instagram.
This is also a great opportunity to get involved in Prince William Little Theater and community theater overall. All you have to do is pay a $15 membership fee to get exclusive access to our community theater. You'll receive a newsletter, you'll receive announcements for auditions, and you'll be a part of our family.
We're always looking for volunteers. There just isn't enough people all the time. See how many hats we wear? Those hats last night. If you're interested in tech crew, stage crew, backstage, anything, actors and beyond, come join us.
We do like to stay involved in the community. As a matter of fact, we'll be hosting auditions for Susie Morstein's directed Dial M for Murder.
Listen, we are going to be having auditions pretty soon on August 2nd and 3rd, 7 to about 9. So check out our website for all the information.
Remember, PWLT is a 501c3 organization. We sustain through grants from Prince William County and the city of Manassas, and also support from our community and our patrons. If you'd like to donate, we would love that. Just visit our website, pwlt.org/donate, and you can donate for 1 month or a one-time opportunity donation, or monthly or yearly. Anything would be appreciated. These funds will help us sustain and support our community.
All right, it's night 3. So let's talk about what we're going to see tonight, right here.
Tonight we are premiering a 5 one-act plays, starting off with Strong by Tyierra Henderson.
Yeah, she has a very interesting story if you have a chance to read our bio in our program. Tyierra Henderson is a Navy veteran. She's an author, a blogger, and a screenwriter from Los Angeles, California.
Wow, that's a lot. I can't wait to get on there and read about her. She's also, from what I understand, the author of a memoir entitled Katrina, When God Closed His Eyes on New Orleans. This details her experience of survival during Hurricane Katrina. It's also the record of the devastation that everybody endured during that time frame.
Cast is an extraordinary group of women. Kim B. Miller, Melissa Scott,
Maria Getahun, AnuRa Harrison, Jacqueline Youm, and Tiffany settles as the dancer. Strong was written as a spoken word to be dedicated to little girls who are currently struggling in their lives. It's a reminder that you are better than your circumstances, and trouble does not always last. These words are meant to empower little girls and women alike to be strong and to thrive, and to remain themselves no matter what rocks are thrown at them.
Well, I'm excited to see what they have done with this. Let's get the show on the road. Enjoy the show, folks.
And now, our presentation of Strong.
No female can touch me. No male can doubt me, because I'm like no other.
Waste of a woman, mind of man.
Anything you're capable of,
I am too.
And I bet you $100 I can do it better than you.
been through it all, the good and the bad.
But to me, it's all the
It's
same.
all the same. Playing with life, because all this is a game. I'm not scared of nothing. Not lions, tigers, or bears.
I work for what I got.
And I believe what's mine is mine and what's theirs is theirs.
Don't look for a handout, because that hand wants to slap my face, because I know that hand doesn't care.
Oh no, me and that hand are in a race, and that's something that's hardly rare.
So I do it for me, without bondage.
Because I know I'm free.
Free to sing my own song, and when I flow, I speak no wrong.
Ask me no questions so I can tell you no lies.
But you remember to do the same. I'm a woman. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, especially since I've seen it all and done it twice.
Lived in houses without power or water, and had nothing to eat but uncooked rice.
But now I'm feeding myself more than just rations.
But the passion,
To keep smashing.
Through whatever happens.
I know I'm something not of this earth.
Been knowing that since the date of my birth.
I'm the only person that realizes
I'm not gonna
I won't
I'm
be
not
here.
gonna be here.
I'm not gonna be here for long.
But while I'm here,
I will
be strong.
I will.
Be strong.
I will.
be strong.
Wow, that was really powerful. I really loved the unique presentation that each one of those women came up with for the show.
Each of those performances was great. I like how the director used all the voices in different ways.
Yeah, it was such great effects, and the dancer really made an impact. Her movements would reflect some of the things the actors were saying, and it was such a strong piece. Thank you, Tyierra, for writing this and for allowing us to do it in our festival. Great work, Melanie, McGuin, and the cast of Strong.
Well, what's in store for us next?
Oh, next we have a lovely little, cute little. This is why you have your heart hat on, because we're doing Cupid strikes now. Now that online dating is so prevalent, what's Cupid going to do with his arrows? So we have Tinder and Bumble, and I don't know what else is out there. Online date, but
I don't either.
I'm past that.
well, what's a Cupid to do? So this was written by the author as it was called The Day the Cupids Went on Strike. It was written by her in 4th grade.
Oh,
That's so cute.
Yeah.
How adorable. Cupid Strikes, written by Shayne Gardner and adapted for the pandemic.
this show was also directed by Melanie McGuin. You will see Tammy Peters playing Amor, Bayley Chris playing Amorette,
Paul Lee playing Amos, AnuRa Harrison as Old Cupid, and I think her daughter Stella even makes a guest appearance.
She does, yes. So cute. You'll also see Tiffany Strange and Danette Illig playing a great supporting roles as the staffers. We're excited to share Cupid Strikes. Enjoy.
I got the guy right in my sights. And then his phone dings. It's a notification from Tinder. Stole him right out from under me.
You think that's bad? I saw a couple on a park bench. They were perfect for each other. And a homeless guy steps in right as I'm about to hit the girl. What a mess.
These days, it's harder and harder to know who to match up. I mean, man with woman, man with man, woman with woman. See if I can get transferred to the pet division.
Are there donuts? Hey, where are the donuts?
Oh, business is bad. This is the third time I've had to use this tea bag.
Do you think that's what this staff meeting's about? I hope we're not getting downsized. I can't go back to only working New Year's Eve.
I'm sure you've all noticed the decline in our business. With each new method of dating, we've lost market share. First, it was personal ads, then Match.com, Yenta.com, Bumble, Tinder. I could go on and on. And then with the pandemic, everyone is staying at home and we can't get to them.
Cupids have been part of the romantic landscape for centuries, but with each of these advances in love technology, we become more at risk of going the way of the buggy whip.
Back in the 60s, we were suffering a supply crisis. Prices too high, supply too low. We were having to go farther away for more product at better prices. But we fought back.
So what did you do back then?
My father, Amor, staged a strike.
Strike? Like a labor strike?
Yes. With no Cupids working, how could there be a Valentine's Day? The economic impact was calculated locally at $1 million. No Valentine's Day, no greeting card sales, no romantic dinners, no candy, no jewelry sales. You get the picture.
Brilliant. But how was it resolved?
The way Granddad told it, the mayor called a meeting between us and the supply vendors. They agreed to lower their prices. We agreed to purchase only locally. Their profit was maintained due to volume, and we had steady inventory. Everybody won.
Yeah, that worked well, but this new crisis is completely different. How can we fight the internet and remain relevant?
Well, I thought that our new line of organic gluten-free love potions and recycled wood arrows would sell, but we were crushed by sustainably harvested oysters, available even in months without an R.
I've been studying our analytics. Our minimal online presence, while in line with our branding, is really hurting us. Our SEO is practically nothing and our hits are almost non-existent. Our primary demographic is over 60 and dwindling.
That is not encouraging. Have you developed a new social media plan?
Better than that, I have a plan that will temporarily suppress our competitors while moving us to the top of the Google search.
That sounds great. Cupid Inc. is ready to fly into action. Well, as you can see, some of us are, some of us Cupids are a bit, shall we say, out of shape. We need to be in top condition in a week.
Well, inventory here. We're fully stocked with bows, arrows, love potions, and love emojis.
Let's huddle up on a press and advertising campaign to dovetail the social media blasts.
I'll need to see a budget for this plan. Funds are tight, but if this gets us back to the top, it will be worth every penny.
Flight command here. Despite increased low-altitude traffic due to drones, I can guarantee takeoff and landing at 30-second intervals. All systems go!
That was a really great plan you came up with.
Thanks.
I bet you have lots of good ideas. We are really lucky to have you.
Thanks. I like it here much better than my last job.
Which was...
Running the help desk at Amazon. It was so big and impersonal. It was hard to make friends there.
Have you made friends here?
A few. I've gone bowling with some of the guys in flight control and inventory.
What about the women in accounting?
No. No.
Look at those two. They make a cute couple, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I think you're onto something. But he looks too shy to make the first move. Let's help him out.
Oh, I don't know. HR says no shooting arrows in the office.
Well, me so. But how about a little love potion number 9 in the coffee?
Ooh, I don't think it. I think HR would frown on that too. What if we announce a stroll in the park before we all hunker down and get ready for the big launch? Once we're out in the open, I hit her with my trusty 5 arrow. Bang, 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 bang. It hasn't failed me yet.
Maybe I better get a little practice in before I try and get Amos and Amorette together.
Oh, you're so cute. Do you want to come home with me? I can give you a forever home.
Yikes! Too much club. What I intended to do but a happy ending anyway. Boy, could be a little harder than I thought. It's a good thing I'm getting some practice. Maybe 4's the charm.
Oh, you're wearing your hair differently today.
Oh, you noticed?
I noticed a lot of things, like the way you chew your pencil when you're thinking, the way you pat your father's arm when he looks worried, the way you color code your files.
You did? I noticed things about you too, but I was too afraid to.
Me too. But suddenly, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid to say I like you a lot.
I like you a lot too. Isn't it funny how a crisis can bring people together?
Oh, right, the crisis. We better get back to the office.
Okay, everyone, this is it. In 5 minutes, our Cupids will be launching for the most important Valentine's Day in the history of Cupid Inc. Year after year, we've seen people turn away from our time-honored traditions, turning to personal ads and the internet. But today, we take the pride back. We aren't just fighting for Cupid Inc. We're fighting for love. We will bring together men, women, and pets, bringing love into their lives like never before. We will all remember this day as the day we brought people together, not with bits and bites, not with swipes or coffee and bagels, but the old-fashioned way. And should we win the day, this Valentine's Day will be known as the day when all the Cupids in the world declared in one voice. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not go down without a fight. We're going to love on!
Okay, boss, starts are going down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go!
6 months later.
We did it! As you can see, Cupid Inc. is back on track, and we're going to have the best year ever. Thank you, everyone, for your hard work.
Inventory here. Good news, bad news. Supplies are running low, but new supplies will be here in 2 days.
Flight Command is reporting no new accidents for the 5th straight month. We've tightened up frequency and are now down to 20-second intervals.
We're now number 3 in Google search, even with competitors back online.
And I am very excited to announce that Amos and I are engaged!
And why not? Now that love is back in the air.
Welcome back. Now that was a great little show. The actors and the directors did a fantastic job.
They did. It was so adorable. I love how it had both the Zoom and the outdoor feature.
Yes.
That made it was really cute. And they all had little wings.
So creative.
Adorable. Loved it. Congratulations to the director, Melanie McGuin, and the cast of Cupid Strikes.
Well, Chrissy, what's next for us?
Next, we have a play called The Offering, written by Andrea Carey.
Terri Ritchey directs the show. 2 women of different races, religions, generations, and backgrounds find common ground after a young black man is gunned down by the police.
You'll see Corisa Myers playing Tesa and Tina Mullins playing Ellen.
And now we present The Offering by Andrea Carey.
Is this the Hightower residence?
Yeah, what do you want?
Hello, I'm Ellen Goldblum. I brought something for you.
You got the wrong house.
Oh, I don't think so. Aren't you Mrs. Hightower?
Yeah. I know you?
No, we haven't met before. But I wanted to bring something.
Not interested.
Oh, wait, I brought this for you.
Look, lady, we're not buying nothing.
I'm not selling anything. It's a gift.
No, thank you.
Oh, it's soup. I made you soup. Look.
Soup? You don't know me and I don't know you. What you doing making me soup?
Chicken soup with matzo balls.
I don't know. Some white lady say she got soup. Some kind of soup. Look, I don't know if you're crazy or lost or what, but you need to get out of here.
Okay, but please, take the soup. You can keep the container.
All right, who you with?
Nobody. I couldn't get anyone else to come. Well, Barbara Melman said she'd come with me, but her hip acted up.
You some kind of social worker?
No. I do some work for the sisterhood.
Oh, Lord, I got a nun on my porch. Sister, we ain't got no Catholics in this house. We go to the AME church.
No, I'm not a nun. Not a Catholic either.
Whatever. We don't need no charity around here.
Oh, it's not charity. I just came because I saw what happened on the news.
Look, Miss Goldberg.
Goldblum. But please, call me Ellen.
If you saw on the news, then you know.
Yes.
You know about my boy.
Yes. That's why I came.
Shot by the police. 2 blocks from here. Coming home from boys' club. He was coaching little kids in basketball. Shot like a dog in the street.
I'm so sorry.
He was going to graduate from high school this year. Such a good boy. Jaden ain't never done nothing wrong. And just like that, they murdered him. They took my baby away from me.
It's a terrible, terrible thing.
My son is dead. There's a part of me that's gone forever. He'll never hug me again. So hard, I can't breathe. No more of his loud, crazy laugh. No more of him singing to me in the kitchen. Nothing. And I don't want to believe it. But I saw him. I saw him laying there. And I had to look at his cold, lifeless body and say, yes, that's my Jade. My Jade! And here you are. You don't know me from Queen Latifah, and you bring me soup? You think that's gonna make this any better? You think that's gonna make this go away?
I know it can't, but I wish it could.
No, I ain't getting all worked up. Look, I got my people in there, and all day we've been crying and praying, or else yelling and cursing, because this world don't make no sense. Now I'm done cried out, and I'm all prayed out, and I'm trying to control this powerful rage inside me, and here you are on my porch, Miss
Ellen.
Ellen, do you know this is the worst day of my life? What on God's green earth possessed you to come here? To think that I want you to come here?
I'll tell you. But do you mind if we sit down? These old legs of mine are starting to get tired.
Reginald? Hey, Reginald! I'm gonna sit outside for a few minutes.
So, I was sitting in services last week.
I knew it. You're trying to save my soul. You picked a hell of a time for that.
No, Jews don't proselytize. And the truth is, Mrs. Hightower.
Tesa.
The truth is, I'm not very religious. I only go to temple once a year, on the high holidays.
We ain't no saints here neither. We miss a few Sundays every now and then.
Anyway, it was Yom Kippur. That's when you atone for the sins you committed all year.
A whole year's worth of sinning? Damn, that's a lot of repenting.
Rabbi Perlman was saying, it's not enough to feel sorry. We need to get up and do something about it to make things right again.
Sounds like the Holy Spirit talking.
Then he said, we need to look beyond our own sin. He talked about some Irish guy who said, evil can spread if good people just sit there and do nothing. Or something like that. Anyway, I got to thinking, my sins are trivial compared to most people. Sometimes I gossip about my neighbor who steals my newspaper. And sometimes I envy my sister who married a urologist and takes trips to Europe every year. So I baked some oatmeal cookies and took them next door. And I sent my sister a nice card. Done. But then I saw what happened on the news about your son.
So you made me some soup.
Well, I didn't know what else to do. I don't know much about politics, but I do know how to cook. So I figured I would come and try and offer a little comfort. And there's no better comfort than good homemade food, especially my chicken soup with matzo balls.
What is a matzo ball?
Oh, it's like a Jewish dumpling. Look.
Looks kind of like a yellow meatball.
Yeah, they do. Oh, but there's no meat. You make them with matzah meal, like cracker crumbs from unleavened bread. Matzah is what the Israelites ate when Moses led them out of Egypt.
Into the promised land.
Yes. They had to leave so fast, they didn't have time to let the bread rise. Anyway, you mix the matzah meal with some eggs and chicken fat and a little salt and chicken broth. Oh, it takes 2 days to make it because you have to cook the broth the day before so you can get the fat off the top to make the broth.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, I don't mind. The hard part wasn't making the soup. The hard part was getting it here. I didn't want to come by myself.
Can't say I blame you.
Yeah, but Susan is visiting her sister and Barbara canceled at the last minute.
It wasn't exactly safe you coming around here all by yourself.
To tell you the truth, I was scared to death.
You should have been, Ellen. Let's be honest. Right now, this neighborhood's gone crazy mad. Folks out in the street breaking windows and stealing stuff. Down on 4th Street, they set 2 cars on fire. A white woman walking around all by herself with a purse and a big old tote bag. You might as well be walking around here with a sign that say, please, somebody mug me.
I know. My son told me not to come. In fact, he got really mad at me. Said I was out of my mind. Oh, well. I made it here okay, didn't I?
Shoot. I don't know if you're brave or stupid or lucky. Maybe all 3.
I realized I was taking a chance. But that's not what worried me the most. When I walked up to your door, I nearly turned around and went back home. I didn't know what you might say, what you might think. I was afraid I might make things worse. But I had to do it. I know something about what you're going through. I lost a child myself to leukemia. Stevie was just 12 years old. Of course, that was a long time ago. I know it's not the same. A disease is a different kind of violence. It's not like one person killing another. But the loss of a child is the loss of a child.
And nothing worse. Like I said, this world don't make no sense. I'm mighty sorry, Ellen.
So, I brought a pot of soup. Well, a container of soup. It doesn't take the pain away. It doesn't bring your son back. But at least you know you're not alone.
It's called Ubuntu.
What?
Ubuntu. It's an African word. Pastor Daniel talked about it when he came back from his missions trip. It means something like, be decent. Act like a human being.
You mean, be a mensch?
I suppose. It's when you do the right thing just 'cause it's the right thing. Like going to see a sick person in a hospital, even though you hate going to that awful place.
We call that a mitzvah.
Mitzvah. Well, you've done your mitzvah. And I thank you. Now, how are you getting back home?
Same way I came. I'm gonna call a taxi.
Honey, it's almost getting dark. They might have brought you, but they ain't coming back to get you.
Why not?
Cabs don't pick up nobody in this neighborhood. Especially at night. Especially right now. Uber and Lyft don't come neither.
Come to think of it, the driver did ask me if I had the right address. Well, what else can I do? It's way too far to walk.
Well, the bus stops down at the corner. He won't be back for another 20 minutes. And you don't need to be standing at the bus stop with that mug me sign.
Do you mind if I wait here on the porch?
I think we can do better than that. Come on in and wait inside. Reginald, he'll walk you down to the bus when it's time. Meanwhile, we'll heat up that soup.
Wonderful work to Terri, the director, who's also a member of our board, and her wonderful husband who actually edited that piece for us. They did a great job. The cast also did a fantastic job too.
We're so grateful to all the talent that we've had come out for this. When we had auditions, it was just overwhelming, the people that we had and all their talent. So thank you everyone for offering that to this production.
We really are blessed. Now, do we have another video?
We do. This one's one of my favorites. I like mystery and suspense. This is called Oh, Susanna. It's written by our own Jasmine Michelle and directed by Ward K.
Well, I have to be honest. Speaking about just wondering about things, I did check out some of the shows, but I wanted to be in suspense for this one. And I've heard incredible things about this production. We get to see Matthew Scarborough in another amazing role playing Jason. And I wonder what he does in this production.
Well, Lindsey June plays Susanna. This is a young woman who has an unpleasant run-in with an obsessive ex. How far will Jason go?
I don't know. Let's take a look. And now we present Oh, Susanna.
Susanna.
Jason.
I knew it was you. You look great. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
Fine. Heard you got married.
Oh, you did, yeah. Yeah, I did. Recently. Not too long ago, I mean.
You had a kid, too, right?
Just born after we got married. Not that he's the reason for it, though. The marriage, I mean, we were planning on getting married before he was born. Before we even knew she was pregnant. It was a surprise.
Congrats.
You were engaged, right?
Yeah, I was engaged. Heard that, did you?
Yeah, sorry it didn't work out.
Yeah, heard that too. What a surprise.
Oh, I didn't mean, I haven't been, no, I mean, I heard it from him. He and I were friends back in high school, if you remember. I mean, you two met through me when you and I were together.
Yeah, I remember. You two weren't that close.
Huh? Things can change, you know? People can change. Okay, well, it was really good to see you. Maybe we can catch up sometime? Right. Well, maybe I'll see you around then. Still don't trust me, huh?
Nope.
It's been a long time, Sus.
You stalked me for 2 years, Jason.
I thought we could put that behind us. Start fresh, maybe?
Start fresh? Jason, I threatened you with a restraining order.
But you didn't get one?
Yeah, because you had your mother tell me not to.
That's not right. She was not...
Go away, Jason.
See you around, I guess.
I hope not.
Susanna! I think you dropped this back there.
That isn't mine.
Oh, I thought I saw you drop it.
Were you watching me?
No, of course I saw you leaving. I mean, I happened to be leaving at the same time, and I thought I saw you drop it.
No, I didn't drop it. I'm pretty positive I didn't drop anything. Except this from being startled.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me help with the...
Go away, Jason.
Tall tuxedo mocha and a cheese Danish for Susanna.
Susanna!
How the hell did you find me?
Oh, what are you talking about? I came in to get something for the wife. She likes those frappuccinos, but she orders them without the coffee because she doesn't want the caffeine to go to the baby. Breastfeeding, you know.
Right. Better get on that then.
Yeah, I am.
You're not moving.
Right. Can I was just trying to say goodbye.
Goodbye, Jason.
Right. Bye.
Grande white milk cream frappuccino with frap chips and extra whipped cream.
Yeah. Thanks.
What now?
Nothing. I got the non-coffee coffee.
Great. Better get it to her before it melts.
Yeah, you're right. It would probably not be as good then.
Go away, Jason.
Okay. Going. Goodbye. Again. What's going on with me? Why am I doing this? She's nothing. She's no one. Why do I care? She is the one who left. She left me. She is the one who's alone now. I got married. I have a family now. I love my wife. She is my everything. Who am I kidding? Susanna's everything. Always has been. She's the one that got away. She wouldn't even keep this. She didn't understand how much I loved her. She wouldn't let me show her. She went away before.
Honey, are you home? Can you help me bring the groceries inside? The baby needs to be changed and put down for a nap.
Sure thing, babe. Don't worry about those things. I'll take care of them. Just give me a minute.
Thanks, honey. Are you alright? What are you doing? You sound a little tense.
Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little tired is all.
Well, maybe you should take a nap too. You've been working too hard. It's not good for you to stay so late all the time. They don't even appreciate the work that you do.
You're right, babe. I'll have to talk to them on Monday. Let them know I won't be staying late anymore.
Did you get my frappuccino?
Yeah, it's on the kitchen counter.
Why didn't you put it in the fridge? It wouldn't have melted as quickly.
Yeah, you're right. My mistake. Oh, Susanna. You got away once. You shouldn't have gotten away.
Jason! Are you coming to get the groceries or not?
Yes! Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, Susanna. You won't get away. Not this time.
No, I'm not overreacting. He's starting it again, I'm telling you. Yes, I know he's married. No, it doesn't make sense to me either, but you didn't see him. Do you think I want him to? I would honestly love to believe that he is genuinely happy and has found someone to keep his crazy level way down, but that's not what I got from him. He's still... Joe, listen to me. I'm seriously getting worried. I went 6 years without running into him, and now I've seen him 3 times this past week. I think I need to get that restraining order again. No, this time I am going to go through with it. I don't want to take any chances.
Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. Oh,
Jason? Jason, where are you? Oh, please just let me go. Jason, why are you doing this? Jason!
Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me.
Jason, why are you doing this? You're married. You have a wife and a child.
Oh, Susanna, you've always been the one that got away, Sus. Surely you know that.
What do you mean? You're the one that drove me away. You started getting crazy. You started calling nonstop. You tried to isolate me from my family. You would come to my work and watch me outside the window, and then would come inside and yell at me just for avoiding you. Don't you see how crazy you've gotten? You have to.
Crazy, Susanna. It wasn't insanity, Sus. It was love. I was crazy for you. I loved you. And you stomped my love into the dirt. Did you ever feel any remorse for how you treated me? Did you even think of what you did to me? You thought I was crazy then. Oh, Susanna, you don't even know the beginning of crazy. But you're about to find out.
Jason, please don't do this. Just let me go. Whoa, why are you doing this? We did it almost 10 years ago and you still can't let that go? Jason, please. Jason!
Oh, Susanna, oh, So don't you cry for me.
That was really creepy.
Very
Very
creepy.
chilling. Matt Scarborough was super creepy. Sorry, Matt, you're watching. It was just, great work by Ward and the cast on this production. We listening to Oh Susanna, I was like, we had a change of acts.
A little bit of a nails on the chalkboard kind of thing.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
No, Matt was amazing. He was really good. And Lindsey June, they did a great job just making that feeling rise.
Yeah. Yeah. We have one more production for our festival this evening.
Aunt Eleanor, written by Marilyn Bennett and directed by Anna Burrell.
This show looks really interesting. It's about sisters who are navigating life as they are. These sisters attempt to work out their differences, resentments, and all these things from childhood. But then tempers flare. They finally agree on an alternative plan for Eleanor and present it to her. However, it turns out Eleanor has a plan of her own.
She does. We have Elle Emerson playing Jen, and Laurie Molstein plays Abby.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now enjoy the show.
Here you are. I was wondering what happened to you.
Come on in, the water's fine.
What are you doing?
Sitting on the porch having a glass of wine. What does it look like I'm doing?
You better not let Aunt Eleanor see you. You know she doesn't allow intoxicating beverages in her house.
I'm not in her house.
Or on the premises.
Oh, don't worry. She doesn't sit out here anymore. Anyway, I camouflaged the goods. And I happen to have another glass.
I don't know about this. I hear they tar and feather folks for lesser offenses in these parts.
Oh, you're such a snob. I can't believe you're my sister.
I'm kidding. Lighten up. I don't know why she keeps these old wine glasses. They just sit there gathering dust.
Sentimental value, I guess. I remember Grandma Anna used to serve grape juice in them on special occasions. What is she doing in there?
Talking to Helen and Mary Billings. Helen's giving her 2 cents, or maybe it's 5 or 6 by now, on the state of the world. I don't know how Aunt Eleanor puts up with her. Helen, I mean. She's as dumb as a rock and completely self-absorbed.
Well, she's used to her, I guess. They've been neighbors a long time. I'm glad you came for her birthday.
Thanks. You did a fabulous job, by the way. Cake, food, gifts. I know she appreciates it.
How can you tell? She complained about everything. The frosting was too sweet. The ice cream was too hard. The chicken salad had too much mayo.
You have to read between the lines.
I guess. You haven't seen her in a few years. How does she seem to you?
Fine.
I'm worried about her.
Why?
Well, for one thing, she keeps losing weight.
Has she been sick?
No, at least not physically. She has a long list of foods she won't eat. This food has too much salt, that one has too much cholesterol. Shellfish causes headaches. Broccoli causes irritable bowel syndrome. She reads every word on every can, jar, and package to make sure it doesn't contain something that'll kill her or make her fat. She says she needs to keep her girlish figure.
She's always been a little eccentric.
It's more than just a little eccentric, Jen. I hate to say this, but I think that Aunt Eleanor is getting a little senile. Do you know what she told me a while back?
No, what?
She said she wanted to join Parents Without Partners. Somebody in her coffee shop was talking about it.
So what's wrong with that?
Nothing. Except she's not a parent, and she's 85 years old. She also keeps losing things. She lost her keys the other day, and it was the second time this month.
So? I've misplaced my keys a time or two.
She forgot to pay her bills this month, and it wasn't the first time.
Maybe we need to remind her to pay her bills at the beginning of every month.
Okay, so what's next? Leaving the stove burners on, forgetting to take her medication. I think we need to face the fact that Aunt Eleanor is getting up there.
Is that why you asked me to come? It wasn't just for the birthday party, was it?
No, of course I wanted you to come for the party. But we also have to talk about Aunt Eleanor.
Talk about what about her?
She can't stay in this house forever, Jen. We need to start thinking about alternative living arrangements for her.
Like?
Like, Sunset Village. I've gathered together all the information about Sunset and a few other places, and I know an agent who can take care of selling the house.
And Aunt Eleanor has agreed to this.
Well, I haven't talked to her about it yet. I wanted to make sure I had all my ducks in a row first. It'll be easier for her to accept it that way.
Okay, I know she can't stay in this house forever, but she's still able to get around. So she's a fussy eater and forgets things sometimes. That's no reason to stick her in an old folks' home.
Since when did you become such a Pollyanna? You were always the practical one. Tell it like it is, Jen.
Okay. I know you're here and I'm not, but...
So I guess it's not your problem.
What?
Nothing. But if I'm the one who lives here and I see her all the time and you don't, then why are you second guessing me on this?
I'm not second guessing you. I just think maybe you're a little too close to the situation.
So you think it's clouding my judgment?
Yes.
So this is where you girls are hiding.
And Eleanor.
We're just out here getting some air.
Well, you got a beautiful day for it. I see you found the old wine glasses, and I guess you found the grape juice too.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I brought you some sandwiches in case you're still hungry.
Thanks. Are Helen and Mary still here?
Oh, yes. Helen's on her second piece of cake. Honestly, I don't know why she doesn't have diabetes, but she eats so much sweets that I don't know how she can eat it because it is so sweet. I had to scrape the frosting off, but there's plenty left. Would either of you like a piece?
Oh, no, thanks.
None for me either.
Oh, gracious. These new shoes are killing my bunions. Poor Helen. She's going on and on about how she'd like to retire, but she doesn't think she could get by on Social Security. And I don't think she'll get much of a pension. Isn't it a shame to be her age and not be able to retire? And I don't even think she has health insurance.
How old is Helen now?
Well, she won't say, but she's got to be around 70. She thinks she looks 50 ever since she had that work done, but she's at least 70. You know, I was lucky to be able to retire when I did. I was only 65. Mr. Biggs, he was my boss. He really liked me, so I got a big severance when I left. He was a nice man, Mr. Biggs, but I don't know how he stood that wife of his. She was a real female dog, if you know what I mean. I think she was jealous of me because Mr. Biggs would have me pick out gifts for him to give to people, even for her.
I'm not sure I would like it if Greg had his secretary pick out gifts for me.
Oh, no, dear, of course not. And Greg would never do that. But Mr. Biggs didn't care for his wife. And that's why he had me pick out the gifts for her instead of picking them out himself. And she knew that, and she resented me for that.
Poor Mr. Biggs.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. She was so cold on the phone when she would call the office, you'd need an ice pick. I don't know how he stood it. And on top of it all, she was a real floozy. She wore sweaters that were 2 sizes too small for her with, what do you call them now? We used to call them falsies.
Enhancers, I think?
Oh, yes, yes. And she wore thick black mascara and false eyelashes. The whole 9 yards.
Aunt Eleanor, did you have a little thing going on with Mr. Biggs?
What kind of thing?
You know, was he more than just a boss to you?
Oh, good heavens, no, Jen. He was a married man. I'd never do anything to break up someone's happy family. Well, I'd better go see if Helen has put Mary to sleep yet. And finished her cake. I swear, I don't know how she doesn't have diabetes the way she eats so much sweets. Oh, and all that dye they put in the frosting. You know, if you see blue flowers, that they put something pretty unnatural in those ingredients. And it doesn't do much for her figure either. And you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, you've got to try to keep your girlish figure. Especially if you're single. You never know when Mr. Right might come along. And we all know what men are like when it comes to the physical side of things. Well, help yourself to more grape juice if you like.
You don't see any change in her?
No, not really. I love the dig she got in about Helen's facelift. Poor Helen.
Well, at least she doesn't have any wrinkles anymore.
That is true. There's barely enough skin left to cover her face, let alone wrinkle.
I don't think she looks that bad.
You're joking.
You don't think her facelift makes her look younger?
Oh. She looks exactly like what she is, a 70-year-old woman with a facelift.
I was thinking of getting one.
You're not serious. Why? You're still young. You look great. You're not worried you're becoming less attractive to Greg, are you? Don't tell me he's having an affair.
No. Can't imagine Greg having an affair. He's too good. It is a funny thought, though. He'd probably be like this guy in a movie I once saw who got so excited about the prospect he jumped on top of the girl with his socks still on. It was pretty funny. There was this guy going at it completely naked except for his socks.
Are you and Greg okay?
Yeah, why?
It doesn't sound like it.
Well, we are.
You're happy.
Greg's a great guy, totally loyal. He would never cheat on me.
You didn't answer my question.
Sorry, counselor. Yes, I am happy. Greg is a wonderful husband, a doting father and grandfather, a pillar of the community. I am a lucky, lucky woman to be married to Greg Watson. Okay?
And you know that?
Know what?
That you're lucky to be married to Greg.
For God's sakes, yes. I think you need more wine. Can we please change the subject?
Sure.
Sure. I can't believe you don't think Aunt Eleanor's changed. I mean, the way she rambles on about things, like she did about her boss just now.
She's always been a talker.
I know, but it's different now. She talks about things she never talked about before. Like the other day, she went on and on about Uncle Ed and their engraving business and how using the engraving tools caused the arthritis in her hands. And then she went on and on about Uncle Ed and how he was a bigamist. I mean, there's never talked about stuff like that before. I don't think I heard her mention Uncle Ed's name in all the years since their divorce until the other day.
Maybe she's just more reflective now that she's getting older. Maybe it's a catharsis for her.
Maybe.
That whole thing with Uncle Ed was so bizarre. The really bizarre thing is for all those years, she didn't have a clue. I mean, I can't believe there weren't signs along the way. For one, he must have been out of town a lot.
Yeah, she may never have found out if she hadn't found that receipt from the dry cleaner with Uncle Ed's name and number on it. Could you imagine how she felt when she called that number and another Mrs. Cook answered the phone? No wonder she never got remarried. I am glad, though, that Mom asked her to move out here after she retired.
She obviously adores Claire. I think she was sorry Greg and Claire left so early.
Yeah, I know. I felt bad about that, but tomorrow is the school day, and I should bring Claire out here more often, though. She's good for Aunt Eleanor.
She's a terrific kid.
Yeah, she is. She's growing up fast.
Does she still ask questions about Lucy?
More and more. I just don't know what to say. What do you say to a 12-year-old? I can't bring myself to tell her the truth, and I don't want to lie to her. So far, all I've said is, God took her mother to a better place and just left it at that.
That is such a cop-out. You're not even that religious.
I'm religious enough.
Does she ever ask about her father?
No, she never really knew him.
Sooner or later, you're going to have to tell her something, Abby. You need to be prepared with some answers.
I know.
You can't just shelter her forever. I mean, I know it's none of my business,
You're
but
right, it's
all
not.
I'm trying to say is if you go on overprotecting her, one of these days she'll have no choice but to...
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Abby, have you seen that picture of your mom and me when we went to Ireland that time? You know, the one I keep on the mantle? The one with that beautiful scenery in the background? I wanted to show it to Mary.
No, I haven't.
That's one more thing that's missing. I think she's been taking things again.
Taking things?
Yes. Now, I hate to cast stones, but I think it's the cleaning lady's daughter. There's something awfully peculiar about that girl. For one thing, she wears way too much makeup for her age, and she smokes. I don't know what it is that she smokes, but I can smell it a mile away. That was one of my favorite pictures, too.
She's also getting paranoid.
Paranoid?
This thing about the cleaning lady's daughter taking her things.
More than just the photograph?
Other postcards, foreign coins, other photographs.
Why would the girl take those things?
Well, that's just it. The girl didn't take her things. Aunt Eleanor is imagining it.
I didn't even know Aunt Eleanor had a cleaning lady. It surprises me she'd do that. She hates having strangers in the house.
She didn't. I went ahead and hired someone. I had to. She can't keep up this house by herself anymore.
Maybe the daughter did take those things. Maybe the postcards, foreign coins, whatever, looked attractive to her. Maybe she thought she could use them for a school project. I mean, I really don't know.
Jen, I know I'm not the intellect you are. I wasn't first in my class. I don't have a fancy job or an advanced degree, but I am smart enough to see what's right in front of me. And what I see is that Aunt Eleanor is going downhill.
Okay, I'm sorry, but...
But you still don't believe me.
I believe you, Abby. I just don't believe you're necessarily drawing the right conclusions.
Well, forgive me if I'm not up to the job.
You know, Abby, this whole poor me routine, it wears thin.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Forget it.
I'm just about to put some coffee on. Do you girls want any? It's decaf.
Thanks, I'll have some, Aunt Eleanor.
I'll have some too.
Helen's trying to convince Mary and I to buy Netflix. She says they have practically every movie that was ever made and that they'll send you any movie you want. And she says it's cheap. Is that true?
Yes, sort of. But you need a computer to get Netflix, Aunt Eleanor.
A computer? Why do I need a computer? Doesn't it work on the TV?
You pick the movies you want them to send you from the computer.
Well, how do I do that?
The names of all the movies they have are on their website. You pick the ones you want them to send and send your list to them from the computer.
Well, can I just call them up and tell them what I want? I already know what I want to see.
Well, I don't think they're set up that way, but you could always sign up for Netflix streaming.
For what?
Never mind.
It's just not fair. Some of us don't have computers. They're discriminating against people who don't have computers.
I guess that's true.
I didn't know Helen had a computer. Well, I'll let you know when the coffee's done.
Can you honestly say she doesn't seem dottier than usual?
Maybe a little. So what? I hope I have so much spirit and energy at that age.
I guess you're not around her enough. You're not here to see when she loses things or forgets things or falls. The other day, she slipped on a throw rug and bruised her arm. What if she slips in the shower or something?
Oh, come on, Abby.
Why are you so against the idea of Aunt Eleanor moving to a place like Sunset Village? There's nobody for her here. All of the neighbors have young families and busy lives. The only person she sees is Helen, and you said so yourself. Helen's as dumb as a rock.
I understand how you feel. It's just not our place to...
To what?
To coerce her to move out of her house, Abby. It's her home.
So we should what? Wait until something bad happens to do something? And that's not the only reason. She can't afford to maintain this house. I mean, look at this place. It needs paint, repairs, a new roof.
She's 85 years old, Abby. She's probably not going to live that many more years. I say we leave her alone until she clearly can't manage on her own. Besides, she'd go nuts in a place like Sunset
Village.
Village, where everything is prescribed for her, where they tell her what to eat and when she can play cards. She's not a child, Abby. For Pete's sake, she's just old.
We have to do what's best for her, Jen.
When did you become the expert on what's best for her? Maybe you should focus a little more on what's best for you and leave everyone else to decide what's best for them. But maybe that's exactly what you're doing.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
No. Why don't you come out and say what you mean instead of throwing out some cryptic little remark?
Okay. Look, I know this can't be easy for you. You have a granddaughter to raise, a house to keep up, a part-time job. Maybe you're feeling a little bit burdened by Aunt Eleanor. Maybe you're worried you'll have to take care of her like you did for Mom.
Oh, I see. You are a psychiatrist now, as well as a lawyer. Are you also a fortune teller? I hope so, because I could use a little help in that department.
I just think you need to lighten up about Aunt Eleanor. There is no reason for you to hover over her and worry about her all the time.
She's our aunt. We're all she has. Maybe I don't have all the answers, but I can't go on letting her live here, seeing her go downhill and do nothing about it until one day I get a phone call from someone saying, "Are you related to Eleanor Cook? I'm terribly sorry, but she was fatally struck by a car when she fell crossing the corner of First and Vine." Besides, Mom asked me to take care of her.
Mom asked you to take care of Aunt Eleanor.
I promised her I would before she died. Of course, she couldn't burden you. You were too busy building an important career.
Nothing ever changes, does it, Abby?
What?
You've always had this chip on your shoulder about me. Why?
Why? Little Jen, the golden girl with the straight A's and the scholarship.
Oh,
All those years I took care of Mom, went to her house every day, paid her bills, did her shopping, brought her to live with us in her final days, and all she ever talked about was you. Did you hear from Jen lately? Isn't it wonderful about Jen's promotion? Did you see the beautiful flowers that Jen brought for Mother's Day? And then she started making excuses for you never coming to visit. Oh, I'm sure Jen would be here if she could, but she's under so much pressure at her job.
When did you become such a martyr?
And when did you become such a holier-than-thou, self-righteous bitch?
I'm self-righteous? All you ever talk about is everything you do for everyone. How everyone depends on you. How put upon you are. I am sure Greg finds that very attractive.
You are a pretentious piece of shit.
Lovely language, Abby. Very upscale.
At least I care about people. You haven't done a damn thing for another person in your life.
That is so unfair. Maybe you should examine your own motives before you cast stones.
My motives?
Maybe you want to send Aunt Eleanor to Sunset Village so they'll be responsible if something happens to her instead of you. Maybe you're overreacting because of what happened to Lucy.
Now who's being unfair? I guess that's what a well-trained lawyer does. Go right for the jugular.
I'm just trying to put this whole thing in some perspective, Abby.
Let me see. I feel guilty because I screwed up with my daughter, so I don't want responsibility for Aunt Eleanor because I'm afraid I'm going to feel guilty in the event something happens to her.
I didn't mean it like that, Abby. All I'm trying to say is you don't have to feel personally responsible for Aunt Eleanor. And you didn't screw up with Lucy. Bad things happen. You have no reason to feel guilty.
Now you're telling me how I should feel?
What else could you have done?
The doctor is in.
Abby, what were you supposed to do? Follow your daughter around all day to make sure she didn't take too many prescription drugs? She was an adult. You can't protect a person from all the bad things that happen in life. It was an accident. A tragic accident. You can't go on blaming yourself.
It's none of your business, Jen.
You know what I think? I think your guilt over Lucy's death has crippled you to the point where you don't feel you deserve anything. Not even Greg.
Stop it!
No, listen to me, Abby. If you go on like this, eventually you will drive away Greg and you will overprotect Claire to the point where she'll have no choice but to rebel.
You're a fine one to preach. Do you even know what it feels like to love someone enough that you have a sense of responsibility toward them? But no matter. You have a fabulous job, a beautiful apartment, freedom to travel. You have it all, Jen. Brilliant, accomplished, sophisticated.
Come on.
But take a good look, Jen, because you're also completely and utterly alone. And that's exactly what you deserve.
Coffee's almost done. Come in whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Aunt Eleanor.
Did you and Abby have a fight, Jen? She looks upset.
I guess so.
Jen, dear, you girls are too old to be fighting.
You're right, Aunt Eleanor.
You look very glum this trip, Jen. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Well, I'm sure that job of yours can be hard on the nerves.
Oh, really, Aunt Eleanor, I'm fine. I just need some rest.
Well, you've come to the right place. You mind if I sit a minute?
Of course.
Abby can entertain Helen and Mary for a while. You know, I was thinking the other day, it's been almost 20 years since I came out here. I moved here right after I retired. Your mom thought it would be nice if I moved closer to her so she could see me more often. But I think the real reason was that she thought I was lonely because I was divorced and didn't have any children of my own. Turns out Uncle Ed was a bigamist. Did you know that?
Yes, I knew that.
He was a real son of a female dog, you know what I mean.
I'm sorry, Aunt Eleanor. That must have been hard.
Don't be sorry, Jen. I was happier without him. I didn't know I would be, but I was. He could be charming when he wanted to be, but most of the time he was very difficult. Grandma Anna loved him, though, because he had such a beautiful singing voice. He used to sing professionally in church choirs, you know.
Yes, I think Mom told me that. Whatever happened to Uncle Ed?
He went back to his own family. I think he's dead now, though.
Were you glad you moved out here?
Oh, yes. It took me a while to get used to it, but I'm used to it now. It's not so polluted, not so many cars. I did miss some things about the city, though. The stores and the restaurants. I used to go to the theater sometimes.
Weren't you active in that big church on the north side near the lake?
Oh, yes. I was a deacon there several years. It was a very nice church. My, you're full of questions this trip, Jen.
Helen and Mary are getting ready to leave. Helen's eating one last piece of cake for the road. They said they'll let themselves out back. Helen said she'll call you tomorrow.
Well, I better go see them out, or Helen will pout for a month.
I'm sorry what I said before.
This always happens, doesn't it, Abby? Like these wind chimes. They hang there peacefully without contact, and then a big gust of wind comes along and they clang against each other. The bigger the gust, the louder they clang.
It was wrong of me to judge your choices. It's not like my life has been any great shakes.
I'm sorry, too, for what I said about Lucy. And you're right, it was none of my business.
I just don't want to make the same mistakes with Claire. I guess it's hard for you to understand since you never raised a child.
No, I never raised a child. I had an abortion once.
Really? When?
My last semester of college. I never told anyone. I thought about having the baby, getting married. I almost did.
What happened to the father?
We went our separate ways after graduation. I think he joined the Foreign Service.
Were you in love with him?
I thought I was.
But you never kept in touch with him.
He tried to contact me a few times, but I didn't respond.
Why? I mean, if you were in love with him...
I think I was afraid.
Of what?
I don't know. Afraid I'd end up like Mom, I guess. Her life just always seemed like one big chore. Taking care of us, taking care of Dad, taking care of Grandma, taking care of the dog, taking care of the yard. It never looked like much fun to me.
Mom's problems weren't about chores.
I know that now, but when I was 21, it all just seemed so joyless.
What was his name?
Who? Oh, Lance. His name was Lance. I used to call him Sir Lance a lot. He hated that.
And then?
What?
I mean, I know you dated, but you never were serious about anybody, and I always wondered about that.
I had a few relationships. Well, a few convenient, mutually satisfactory arrangements, I guess.
But now marriage, why?
I always told myself that I never cared enough about anyone to want to spend the rest of my life with them, but either that or it's a matter of bad timing, you know, the right guy at the wrong time, the wrong guy at the right time. But I think you were right. I think the truth is that I just never wanted to be responsible to anyone or for anyone. Hell, I never even wanted a pet.
I'm sorry, Jen.
You were right about Aunt Eleanor, too. If she stays in her house, you'll be the one that has to make sure she takes her medicine, make sure she pays her bills, doesn't burn the house down. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't do that from 300 miles away.
I'm glad you agree. Now we'll find her a nice place right by our house. She might not like the idea at first, but she'll
Abby, I've been thinking. I know this may sound crazy.
It won't be the first time.
I'd like to ask Aunt Eleanor to move in with me.
What?
I'd like to ask Aunt Eleanor to come live with me. I think she'd be happier there in the city than someplace like Sunset Village.
You're right, it sounds crazy.
I think we'd be good for each other.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm serious. I want to do this.
You can't make a decision like this on impulse. You haven't thought this through, what you would be getting into. She's okay now, but she could use a lot of care down the road. It could get very difficult.
I know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
At least think about it for a week or two before you ask her.
No, I'm serious. I really want to do this.
I thought I was the stupid one in the family. But if you ask me, it's a really dumb idea. I guess I can't talk you out of asking her.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
But if she says yes, you better make sure you have a good supply of paper bags, because you're going to need to camouflage a lot of wine bottles.
Phew, they finally left. Honestly, I think Helen would just gab all day long if you let her.
Aunt Eleanor, come sit down.
Okay. My, it's so warm out here and it isn't even summer yet.
Abby and I have something we'd like to talk to you about.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
Jen and I were thinking, we know you love this house and you've been very happy here, but it needs a lot of work. I mean, the roof needs repairing, the whole house needs painting,
Oh, I know, dear, but I can't afford to just fix everything. I know it's a shame that I've let it go like this.
That's just it, Aunt Eleanor. It would cost a lot of money to fix everything. More money than you have. And it's a lot to take care of. You said that yourself.
I know. It's a shame that I've let it go like this.
So Jen and I think it would be a good idea for you to think about moving.
Moving?
Yes, and we think the best place for you to move to would be to
the city with me.
There are other options, of course.
The city?
You used to love the city, and I have an extra bedroom. You'd be right downtown near all the stores and restaurants. You could even walk to the theater.
Oh, Jen,
But if you'd rather not live in the city, there are some nice places right here.
There's a church a few blocks away from me. I'm sure they have some activities you'd like to participate in. And there are nice people in my building. I think maybe even a few of them are retired. In fact, I think the woman across the hall from me.
That's very
You don't have to make up your
Jen.
mind right now.
I just
think about it for a while.
Oh, dear Jen, I'm overwhelmed, and I do appreciate your generous offer, but I couldn't possibly move in with you right now.
I know you miss being near everyone here, but we can visit often, and Claire can visit us in the city. She'd love that.
Oh, dear. I wasn't going to say anything yet. I wanted to wait until Jack was here to...
Jack?
Who's Jack?
Jack Monroe. Well, his real name is John Monroe, of course, but he's gone by Jack ever since he was a little boy. I met him at Parents Without Partners. He's an awfully nice man. He's taking me on a cruise next month to Alaska.
Alaska? How long have you known Jack?
Well, I've known him for a while now.
How long?
Several months. 5 to be exact.
That's not very long, Aunt Eleanor, especially when you're talking about going off on a trip like that.
Oh, I know him well enough. And when you get to be my age, you've been around the block enough times to know Mr. Right when he comes along.
Mr. Right?
I think he's going to ask me to marry him.
Marry him?
Aunt Eleanor, in all the years since Uncle Ed, You've never even considered dating anyone, let alone marrying anyone.
Well, the right person never came along before. Now he has. And I was lucky to meet him when I did too. His wife died just a few months before. And you know, there's only a small window of opportunity before somebody else comes along and snatches him up.
Okay, where is he now? How come you didn't invite him to your birthday party?
Oh, I did. He couldn't come. He's in Cleveland visiting his mother.
His mother?
Yes, she's very ill. Poor thing, she's 98 years old and has all kinds of things wrong with her. Jack thinks that it's near the end.
How old is Jack?
Well, 78, but he'll be 79 next month. Do you think I'm terrible?
Terrible?
You know, for robbing the cradle. Jack doesn't know, of course. He thinks I'm younger than I am, and I didn't tell him otherwise. So I'd appreciate it if you didn't let the cat out of the bag.
Of course.
Our lips are sealed.
Oh, you'd really like Jack. He's a lot of fun. Oh, that must be Jack now. He said he was going to call and wish me a happy birthday.
Oh, if that doesn't beat all.
You think
I hope I managed to get some of her genes.
You think she'll be okay?
I guess so, but maybe we should meet him before she goes off on a trip with him.
You don't suppose he's trying to take advantage of her, do you? I mean, she's a vulnerable lady.
She may be an old lady, but she's not that vulnerable. Besides, what's to take advantage of? She doesn't have any money. In fact, it sounds like he must have some money to be taking her on a cruise. Anyway, Aunt Eleanor is the one who sees the window of opportunity. So, who's taking advantage of whom?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Are you disappointed she won't be living with you?
Yes, I think so.
It was a nice thing that you were willing to do for her.
But it wouldn't have just been for her.
I know.
You know, you're a rich woman, Abby. Don't let what you've lost destroy what you have.
Don't get all philosophical on me.
Greg's a good man. He loves you.
I know.
And you love him.
I know.
If I were you, you know what I'd do?
What?
I'd buy myself a sexy black negligee, make a date with my husband, and try my damnedest to get him excited enough to make love to me with his socks on.
I might just do that. What about you? I guess you're going back tomorrow.
I don't know. I have some leave time. Maybe I'll stay and hang out with you guys for a while. I can help Aunt Eleanor pick out her trousseau. And who knows? Maybe I'll check out the next meeting of Parents Without Partners.
Ooh, I'll drink to that.
Jack says hello. He's so anxious to meet you both.
We're looking forward to meeting him too, Aunt Eleanor.
Well, I think I'm gonna pour myself another cup of coffee, and you girls come in whenever you're ready. Oh, and if you want more grape juice, there's some in the cellar. Chateau St. Martin, 2006, I think.
Thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight for our first Original Works Festival.
And thank you to everyone who worked on these productions with us.
After the festival, you will be able to watch each individual production on our YouTube channel. Go to our Facebook and Instagram pages to follow up on Prince William Little Theater and everything that's going on.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Good night.
Good
We have all
night.
these hats here. What are we going to do with them?
I
don't
think
know.
we're going to wear them all.
I think that you should put this
Is this
one
a
back.
beret? This, I like this one.
Oh,
I wish there was candy
I don't think this
underneath
one
here.
works.
Oh, that would be delicious.
I can't see though.
I know I have the same
But that's
problem.
okay.
It kept falling down.
This got a little head. You know. Where's that? Oh.
Oh, that one's really